first of all, on behalf of Chief Conforti and Deputy Chief Will Young, I'd like to welcome you all to the Montclair Police Department. For those of you who don't know who I am Lieutenant Williams. I have the honor and pleasure of commanding our community policing unit and our juvenile aid bureau. The reason we're gathered here today is to honor a young lady who did something spectacular, but for some reason it wasn't recognized as that for everyone. And what happened is, I'll tell you the backdrop on this story, and she's going to kill me right now, but this officer, Officer Peterson, came up to me, and we were all kind of in shock after what happened to Bobbi, and we saw it go across the news media. And she says to me, she says, "Lou, I just want to go and give her a hug." And I said, "That's a great idea, but let's do it on a bigger level. Let's not only give her a hug, let's bring her in, let's invite the community to give this family a hug for what they've endured." So it's truly... So it's truly my honor and pleasure to have Bobbi, Hayden, and Mom Monique here in our department where we can give Bobbi the recognition that she should have gotten in the beginning. So this is going to be very quick. This program was actually put together by some law enforcement partners. First of all, the Montclair Police Department, the Montclair Sentinel 1687, which is Montclair's Minority Police Officer Association, our Montclair's PBA, which is our union, our FOP, and also NOBLE, which is the National Organization of Black Law Enforcement Executives, the New Jersey chapter. So I'm going to let Erica read this plaque. We're going to present it to Bobbi, then I turn it over to my boss. Okay? All right.
Okay, so we're going to present this, but I want to say something first. I just want Bobbi, I just want you to know that I am you, I see you, I represent you, and I protect you, okay? I don't stand behind you because I stand right here beside you, okay? Present to you for your community caretaking, okay? We want you to continue, all right? We want to encourage you. You're doing a wonderful job. We're proud. Continue to make us proud. And you should be proud of yourself, okay?
There's one other presentation, which is a surprise. I represent Mayor Sean Spiller in the Montclair Council, Bob Russo, former mayor, who met Bobbi through this whole incident. We're not going to have that kind of stuff go on anywhere in this country, in Montclair, Caldwell, or anywhere. But Bobbi, through your mother, this is the special Montclair pin that Mayor Robert Jackson is here also. Former Mayor Jackson and I, we wear, and we got it when we made council members and mayors. So you're going to get this pin.
Turn it over to Chief Conforti, who's our police chief for Montclair.
Thank you. I do want to recognize. We have Congresswoman Cheryl here. Thank you so much for coming here. Mayor Jackson. Thank you so much for coming down here. And I will say this: when Lieutenant Williams brought this to my attention, I was all on board because I knew we'd make it special. So thank you for the work you did, and obviously all the work you did. Secretary Peterson did a great job with the special event. But I do want to say a few other things about what happened. Everyone has the right to leave your house, go about your way, your business, without being profiled, without having the police called on you. And unfortunately, more so for our children, our most innocent in society. And racial bias obviously does exist. However, we have good people here. We have a lot of people here to show all the support the communities have. And Bobbi, you're an extremely special person. And I wanted to say this one thing to you. You're remarkable, you're resilient. I'm in awe of the way you handled this entire situation. You're a role model to others, and you're going to have incredible accomplishments through your whole life. And thank you so much for sharing your thing with me.
Well, thanks so much, Chief. I really appreciate it. I think it's a measure of a society, how we take care of our young people and our kids. And I think this is really about caretaking. I love the idea that we just wanted to give the family a hug. This is a Montclair hug. I think it's a pretty good hug. So I really appreciate everyone coming together, and I just have a certificate. This is the 11th Congressional District of the great state of New Jersey honors Bobbi Wilson. Be it known that the undersigned member of the United States Congress, myself, Mikey Sherrill, of the 11th Congressional District of the great state of New Jersey honors and celebrates Bobbi Wilson for her passion for science and environmental stewardship, and thanks her for her important efforts to help our community. So thank you so much. I love it. So thank you so much. I'm sure this is the first of many awards you'll receive. Thank you.
Next one out is Mark from our AG, General Plackett.
I'm going to be brief, but Bobbi, I just want to commend you for everything that you have done and taught us and taught me and so many people in our community. I live here in Montclair, so this is a special privilege to be here, but I have the great privilege of being the Chief Law Enforcement Officer of the state of New Jersey. And I just want to say that this moment, it's been called the Teachable Moment, but you have taught all of us how to respond, how to be resilient, how to stand up for what you believe, and how to do the right thing. And I want to commend our officers, because this is the best example of what we do in policing. When we bring people together, and this is public safety. This is how we do public safety, and that's how we operate here in Montclair, and I am so proud to say that's how we operate here in New Jersey. And so, Bobbi, as I said to you upstairs, the only request I have is that I need the solution formula for my 4-year-old who asked me to get it when I told him what we were doing. I was told that there's a patent pending, I can't have it, so we're going to have you come over and teach him. Congratulations, and thank you for everything that you've done and taught us.
We have a couple more presentations for. We'll start with Bobbi. What we have for her, Officer Peterson.
Bobbi, this is for you. And we also want to thank Hayden. Hayden's her big sister, and she's been her example, and we appreciate you. Okay? From the Montclair Police Department. Thank you guys.
And last but certainly not least, we'd like to give Mom an opportunity to say some words.
All right, so I'm going to try to get through this without crying. Officer Peterson, Erica, there's a saying, you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you need sometimes. When the officer called me back in the end of October, I was in that scary place in this journey. Initially, I didn't know that I had support. I didn't know I had the support of the police department in my town, much less another town. And so when she called me, I told the lieutenant afterwards, I literally broke down and I cried. And the reason that I cried, it wasn't fear, but it was a release, because she was a woman, she was a police officer, she was a black woman, and she called me from those points of views, and I knew in that moment that I made a friend down the road in Montclair, but it meant a lot to me, because one of the things that I expressed and that became clear to me when this happened, I didn't realize that my children, especially my teenager, had this thought in her head that she had to be afraid of the police, right? I grew up downtown Brooklyn. I'm a first generation American. I'm a Caribbean woman. And when I grew up, I was not afraid of the police. Where I grew up, we were friends with the police, we were friends with the fire department. My sister would graffiti the handball court, but the officer would bring her to our house. Remember, this is my sister Rock. And they would sit down at our table, and they might have some curry goat with us, some peas and rice, but that's how we were policed as children, right? So, you grow up, you kind of forget along the way. Obviously, I'm aware of what has happened over the years to black and brown children at the hands of police officers. But I do want to say that the Caldwell Police Department never made Bobbi feel like she did anything wrong. They were very supportive of me. It shouldn't have happened, but that wasn't their fault. But I think what really got to me was, in that moment, I understood that bigger than politics, bigger than where you live, where you're from, what you look like, we are all people. She found me. So many people found me. Helen found me. Maria, you found me. Standing in this room with us today is our superintendent from our school district, Caitlin Jones. People who just opened their arms and just said, not only is this wrong, but we're going to make sure that not only Bobbi, but you, Mom, you feel supported. And I am so grateful. I know that initially I set out just to make a moment for Bobbi. I called the Progress newspaper and I said, I didn't tell them what happened. I wanted to change the trajectory of that day for her. I didn't want October 22nd when she's 22, 25, when she remembers that day. And she says to herself, your neighbor called police on me, and what did Mommy do? So I said, I'm going to do two things. One, I'm going to work with my local newspaper and see if they can do an article on just her and what she was doing. And two, I arranged a meeting with my police chief to walk through the conversation between me and my neighbor. That didn't happen, but all of this is the extra, the blessing. It's what I didn't know we needed. You know, there were so many dark days. Our best friend, Tanya, this is my sister, like she had my back. You know, it was scary. Like I stand here now and I've had so many of these occasions when we can speak up and we can smile and I'm proud, you know, but it was scary and I think that's what, part of what people don't understand when they have this behavior, right? I want Bobbi to feel safe. I want all of these children to feel safe. That's why every time I get a call, I answer it. It's important. You know, I share with a lot of people who are here. After it happened, I thought I was going to have a nervous breakdown because there were women, mothers who were ringing my doorbell that I didn't know. They were in my inbox on email. They were in my inbox on social media sharing their experience, their journey. And I thought it was just us. And they weren't all black and brown. They were people who were other, who checked that other box. So I'm speaking up for us as black people. I'm speaking up for all children. Anyone who checks the box that's other, we will no longer, we're not going to be quiet about it. I made sure my 13-year-old, she spoke up for her sister. This is for her. Bobbi is celebrated. And like I told the lieutenant, don't forget Hayden. She's 13.
Yes. Yeah.
Too late, I already did that. But I want to thank everybody that's here. It means a lot. Congressman, woman, Mikey Sherman, I'm going to send you the video of Bobbi doing a campaign video for you years ago. Right, but look, you know, this is the teachable moment. This is part of what I said when I went to our town meeting. I wanted it to be a teachable moment for my community. You know, I'm grateful. I know I have Bobbi every night. I know that I'm not a grieving mother, but it still doesn't take away the pain of what happened. So if I can be a part of helping the community at large, this is my community. Montclair is my community. Every person who reaches out, I'm a part of you, like Officer Peterson said to Bobbi, we're all connected. So it means a lot to me. I don't take this lightly. This is not just a little thank you. You can see that, but I'm overwhelmed, but I'm appreciative. And one thing that I want to remind my girls, this didn't happen to us, it happened for us. And thank you guys for helping to change that day for us. Christine, I love you. Thank you, and
situations like this happen, it's not just her that went through it. It was you as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Again, on behalf of Chief Conforti, Deputy Chief Young, we thank you all for coming to the Montclair Police Department and joining us for this festive occasion. Sure, there's still food and beverages around. Thank our law enforcement partners, General Plackett, Councilwoman Shrell, from the county, our former mayor. You know, we have Councilman Russo, but most of all, thank all of you for coming out to support this family and giving them a Montclair hug. Thank you. Please make sure you eat and drink, folks.